The underworld is an idea that George, I think, kind of started to develop post Revenge of the Sith. He was very interested in the layers that make up Coruscant. I think he really loved the city planet and he wanted to see more development of it. So in season 2, we see Ahsoka and Plo Koon go down there to track down Boba Fett. And the time after that, there had been a lot more development of that area and a lot more clarity as far as what did it look like. Some of you have probably seen the game trailers for 1313. We really worked quite collaboratively with the guys from 1313 with what we were doing, because everybody was kind of zeroing in on how does this level work? How big is it? Do ships fly in and out of there? Just what are the logistics behind it? So there's so much more detail in the world now down there.
This one just came in. Looks like the Jedi are after one of their own.
The police force that you see in this, as opposed to the droids that we had last time, are something very much that George invented, that he wanted to see in the show. The subway system was a big deal to him, to want to include this train. So all of that kind of gave us a greater sense of the scale and the dimension that the world of 1313 and this kind of criminal underworld has. I've never seen a cat in Star Wars. I mean, you know, I know the Nexu, fine, but that's really big and it's kind of got a rat tail, and I've never seen like a straight up, what I would call a cat. So we came up with this creature called a tuca. And if you notice, these cats look a lot like the Tuca doll that Numa has in season 1, when the little girl's found on Ryloth. She's holding this Tuca doll. And so where everybody thought that they were originally based on Twi'leks because of the twin tails on the head, really, in reality, you find out later they're based on somewhat on these cats, these Tooks. The reason they're called Took is because my cat was named Took. Yeah, it's neat. It's kind of an interesting thing. They're creepy little guys, somewhat of a Miyazaki influence in their Totoro-esque shape, I guess. But yeah, cats in Star Wars. Why not?
Well, well. I didn't believe it when I first heard it, but I guess it's true. The Senate has put a bounty on your horned little head.
And I'm going to be the one who collects.
Ventress's role in this is something that I think we all became interested in about the time that she wasn't being such a bad guy. The possibility of her having some kind of run-in with Ahsoka. It hadn't really happened in a very long time. And we wanted to kind of follow up on the history of the two characters there and see how they would now interact, that very similar things have happened to them.
I've fallen from my path just as you've fallen from yours. We have a lot more in common than you think.
It made a very unlikely team-up, but a very logical team-up all the same. Ventress has changed so greatly as a character, from being just kind of a one-dimensional, you know, attacking force, to this really personal, dimensional character that has feelings and her own agenda.
What can you offer me that's better than money?
If you help me, I'll speak to the Council and the Senate on your behalf.
And Ahsoka has matured in ways that I don't know we could have expected when we started the show. So they kind of really naturally fit together as this great tag team, much to Anakin's dismay, because he doesn't know what it means. He's not sure why they would be helping each other. So it's kind of surprising. I had to add a line in there at one point when Ahsoka says,
I have to admit, I never saw us doing anything together. Ever.
Which I thought was pretty truthful. Every now and then, I like to add lines which are just pretty truthful as far as like making the show. Then Ventress, she goes out on a limb for Ahsoka and she kind of pays the price. I feel bad for her, but she had that really cool helmet that gets taken from her. I wonder if by now you guys kind of know who's behind the villainy in this episode. For some of you, it's good. You accept it now and you can deal with it. And for others of you, it's gonna be a hard Saturday next week, but that's how some things go on the Clone Wars.
No!